Should you be doing market stalls and events as a pet portrait artist? Well, hi, I'm Sema Martin. I'm a pet portrait artist too, and I have been for the last 10 years. And I really just want to walk you through how to run a successful market stall and whether it's even worth it in terms of becoming a more known pet portrait artist and to get more commission sales. So firstly, you want to think about your actual goal for your market stall. So if your goal is to get more commissions, specifically pet portrait commissions, because that's what you want to grow, then you need to be really strategic in terms of which kind of events and markets that you even attend. So there's so many different things that happen all over the world. So depending on your country, have a look into it. Here in the UK, there's like dog fest, a pet show. There's so many different things happening, especially if you want to go more into dogs. There's a lot of dog shows happening. If you're an equine artist, there are a lot of equine shows happening. So have a look in your local area or in your country and just see what kind of events are available in the first place. Secondly, they do book up quite quickly, so you want to make sure that you do book in advance. Thirdly, they can be expensive. So make sure that, in terms of how much you want to be spending on this, are you going to get that money back? And you want to really work on a strategy for getting that money back, whether it's on the day or on the networking that you create from the event itself. Because obviously you want these kinds of events to be profitable for you. Like, that's the point, isn't it? So you have to really think about, is it, can I comfortably afford it? In terms of like your actual business, are you able to invest the money? Some market stalls can be from £200 to £500, sometimes even £1,000 just for the weekend or for the day, completely depending on what kind of event it is. But if it's a very targeted event, so say Dog Fest is all about dogs, so obviously that would be perfect to go and set up a stall all about your dog portraits. So that sort of leads to my fourth point about messaging. So when you go to these events, make sure that you have a very clear message, because as artists, we are quite flexible. We can do a lot of different things, can't we? So whether you're a pet portrait artist or a wildlife artist or anything like that, you would obviously want to bring everything that you can create to show off at the event. But this is one of the biggest mistakes that we can make as artists, is just showing too much, confusing the message, diluting what we can do and actually what we're trying to achieve. So if your goal is to get pet portrait commissions, just bring examples of pet portraits. So don't bring any wildlife artwork, don't bring any prints of your wildlife or cards of your wildlife or stickers, anything that isn't specifically a pet portrait. Don't bring it. It's a waste of your time. It dilutes your message as a pet portrait artist, and you want to be as clear as possible so anybody walking past your stall will immediately see, oh, they draw dogs. That's how you want it to be. So in order to have that very clear message, to get people to commission you, to make it very clear as to what you do, only bring things for that. So for instance, I went to the pet show quite a few years ago now, and I brought just pet portrait things with me. So I framed some pet portrait prints, because obviously as a pet portrait artist, I don't retain any of the originals. I don't physically have any pet portraits to actually show. So I had them printed, like beautiful fine art prints, so you can see the texture. It feels like the real thing. It looks like the real thing, even though it isn't. I had them framed beautifully, so as if someone had commissioned me and that's how they receive it. I basically displayed it like a gallery, so I hung them up on the walls so people could come in and view and look at all of the examples. So I had various sizes. Because it was pet show, I had various pets to display. So I had horses, dogs and cats. Those were the ones that I wanted to show off the most. Mostly dogs and cats. I had one horse example, but I was mostly showing off my dogs and cats because that's what the people in the pet show would be appealing to the most. I then had like a little table in front displaying what a commission is like. So I had like my black box that I pack things in. Again, I had another print artwork that looks like a real artwork. I had like my certificate of authenticity, business cards, all that kind of thing neatly arranged on the table so I could easily explain this is what you receive when you commission me to do a pet portrait. I also had a little display of cards, specifically pet portrait cards. So some of my clients have asked me to create cards for them of their portraits, and they can give it out to friends and family. So that's another service that I offer specifically for pet portrait commissions. So I had a nice display so people could see those products as well. And then I also had things like a big roller banner, a poster showing all of my prices, some flyers that I could physically give out or people could take. And if you have trouble designing any of these things, I have created it all for you in a huge template pack, and you can just drag and drop your own pictures and contact information in there for roller banners, flyers, anything you need for market stalls as well. And that's in the link below if you want to click that. So those are all the kinds of things that I had actually at my market stall. And then my goal was to make commission sales. So I had a discount. I said, if you buy my discount card, basically said 25% off if you buy today. So they were able, I had one of those square, like wireless card payment machines as well to make it very easy for anybody wanting to buy obviously that amount that day, because I think at the time my commissions ranged from 200 upwards, so it's a lot of money. No one's carrying that kind of cash, so have an easy like wireless way of people to pay. So I had 25% off as a discount, and that was like an incentive to commission me there and then, basically. And I did in fact get 2 sales there and then, which was really lovely. And not just there and then, but those same customers continued to commission me throughout my career. So I didn't just make the sales that day, but I created that relationship with the customer that continued throughout the years, basically. So it was very profitable in that sense. Not only did I make my money back, I think the stall itself was £250 without investing any money into like the framing, the prints, all of that kind of stuff. It is quite costly. So I was very, very specific, and I had that very clear strategy. And it worked. Another thing I did was collecting people's email addresses, which is again very, very important, because not everybody will be ready to buy right there and then, but they might want to know more later. They might want to commission you in the future, like for Christmas or birthdays or whatever. Maybe their pet, when their pet dies in the future, they might think of you. So retaining their email address is super duper important for reminding them of your existence. And a way to do that is to do some sort of like giveaway or competition or something like that. So that's exactly what I did. I said, write down your email address for a chance to win a pet portrait commission. And just a small one. It was just my smallest size, like a little miniature. So it didn't because I was basically giving it away for free, it wouldn't cost me too much time to create, but it was a really good way of getting people to give me their email addresses. So once they wrote down their email addresses, either have like a sheet for people to write down, or easier to read, because then it can be very hard to read people's handwriting, and then you've lost out on that email address if you can't read their writing. So have it on a tablet, just have like a little Word document up or a spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet up, and have like, then they can put their name and their email address, and then you can easily copy and paste it into your MailChimp or Squarespace or whatever kind of email campaign software that you use. So that's what I did, and I collected, I think, over 100 email addresses that day. This was a 2-day event, a 2-day weekend, but this was all on the first day. I got these 2 sales and a lot of email addresses, so it just gave me the ability to, like, I guess, chill out the second day and not worry too much, because obviously the first day you're excited, you're under pressure, you spend all this money, you want to do really well. And because I'd already made my money back on the first day, it made the second day a lot easier, and I could chill out and talk to people and network and talk to other stalls around me and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's really important. That's why it's important to come with a goal, to come with a strategy. Don't bring everything you do. Just bring something for that goal, very specific. I've done a cat show as well. That was a brand new thing. Again, I brought my roller banner, cat portrait examples, only cat portraits because it was a cat show, and that kind of thing. So just make sure you're very targeted. That's my main point, really. I do find that a lot of artists can make the mistakes of just bringing everything that they do, or saying, like, exploding at the customer, saying, you know, I do all of this stuff, come and commission me, and then they just get scared away, you know. Oh, another point, actually. Don't just sit there and stare at people as they walk past, because it's too intimidating. They're not going to come and look at your store. They're not going to feel comfortable enough to approach you. So don't look at anyone. Stay busy. So either be drawing, painting, organizing, whatever it is, ideally drawing or painting, you know. If you're a drawer, have an easel up, be drawing a pet portrait, be drawing the thing that you want people to commission you for, because then others will walk past, they'll see you drawing something, they'll stop, they'll watch you, then their eyes will look around, oh, what is this person? Oh, they're a pet portrait artist, they have more examples, you know. So you standing there with your back to everyone as well, so you're still not looking at them, your drawing is looking at them, okay? So if you do that sort of like connection of they can see you, they can see your art, they're not being intimidated because you're not staring at them, then that is a great way for people to feel comfortable enough to approach your market stall in the first place. So I didn't personally do that at my very first show. I did just sort of stand there, but I stood off the side. I didn't sit there staring at people. I was sort of like at the side, arranging cards, looking busy kind of thing. So I did find that when you do stand there, people just don't approach. It's too scary, obviously. Like, you know, imagine going into a shop and the shopkeeper's literally just standing there watching you walk into the shop. Like, you're not really going to want to browse or feel comfortable at all. So don't do that. And yeah, so those are my points for having a successful event. Whether or not it's profitable or not is completely up to you. The event you choose, if you're very targeted and strategic about it, it can be something that's not just beneficial on the day, but in the years to come. Like I just said, I made 2 sales that day, and those people continue to commission me throughout the years, as well as others that have commissioned me as well through the email addresses. So they didn't buy just then and there, but they've been on my email list and I've been able to talk to them, and they've commissioned me throughout the years as well. So it's a fantastic networking opportunity as well. So be really smart about what kind of events that you're going to put your time into. And if you want to know more about growing your pet portrait business, you can now download your free prospectus for the Business of Pet Portraits course by clicking the link below and learning all about what the course includes and see if it's right for you. And I'll see you next time.